We are on Media Row, presented by Toyota. We're lounging in our Lazy Boy recliners. Long live the lazy. And we're bringing in someone who is the opposite of lazy. It's Zaileen Janmohamed, who is the president and CEO of the Bay Area Host Committee. That's not Super Bowl Host Committee. Zaileen, thanks. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
You're responsible for all this, huh?
I'm responsible for all of this. We did the NBA All-Star game last year. We have a World Cup coming up, so we're busy. I kind of like these lazy boys. I could use one of these, I think, more often.
Yeah, do you ever sleep?
There's not a lot of sleep right now. I do sleep, but right now, This week, I've kind of told myself there's probably not going to be a lot of sleep. I'm okay.
So the Bay Area Host Committee means you're the president and CEO of the Super Bowl Host Committee, the All-Star game, like you mentioned, the World Cup.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Doesn't it feel good that all these things are happening in the Bay? It feels pretty good.
It's overwhelming for me, and I'm not you.
Yeah, I think, this is a Bay Area thing that we do all the time, is we take on a lot because we think we can, and we do it really well. And so I'm so proud of this region and how we've stepped up, and I think it's really good for us. We're going to have hundreds of thousands of visitors come through our market, and it's time for us to really show them who we are as a region.
How does one become the president and CEO of the Bay Area Host Committee?
Sometimes I ask myself that question when I'm having a hard day. It's like, how did I end up?
How do you answer yourself?
So I grew up playing sports. I'm Canadian, so you can guess what sport I grew up playing. A lot of hockey, and thought I was going to be a professional ice hockey player. I'm not that good. Uh-huh. And then just started working in it. And so I've been working in sport for about 20 years, mostly on the Olympic side. So I was at LA 28 on their Olympic organizing committee, but always living in the Bay. And so when the Bay Area won the rights to the World Cup, my board, which are the presidents of all the Bay Area sports teams, so all the pro sports teams sit on my board. I've known a few of them over the years, and they asked me why I keep working on events outside of our region. They're very good salespeople, Matt. They convinced me very quickly that I needed to help them start this organization, and then we bid for Super Bowl after that.
So you did not apply for the job. The job applied you.
The job applied me, and the people that were in the application process were very good salespeople, and convinced me really easily because I care about this region. My kids are born here. My friends are all here. It's the place that I've been able to really establish my career, and it's time for me to give back. And it was a pretty easy process for me to say yes.
Yeah, I was at that opening press conference you had Monday, and as a journalist, you always try to be objective, but holy cow, it kind of like, wow, we are lucky to live where we are. Like seeing you in your eloquent opening remarks to Chef, the poet laureates, to E40 and Too Short. I mean, maybe they're a little bit R-rated.
I love them. I love them. I did the same thing, if you can believe it. And this week I've had a chance to, not that we're very, very busy, but I've also had a chance to reflect. And, we were driving from South Bay into San Francisco and kind of had a really nice scenic view into the city. And I felt very grateful for where we live because of the natural beauty and just how lucky we are to live here, but also because there is so much for us to be proud of. When you can sit and stand on a stage and you have people who are breaking barriers and just pushing the envelope in so many different sectors of business, of art, of culinary, of youth, and just how young people, I was so impressed. I felt really grateful that this is what I get to surround myself with, and this is where my kids get to grow up and really think that anything is possible for them.
So you're a sports fan, big sports fan.
Big.
You've gotten to know Jed York and Al Guido very well through the years. What's your first football question that you ask Jed York?
Oh, my first football... I can tell you the first question I asked Al Guido after I took the job.
Okay.
So my side hustle is that I DJ a little bit on the side when I have time. So I haven't done it in the last couple of years. But I think one of my first questions to him once we got through some of the early stuff was, when do I get to be the DJ in the stadium? And he's like, whenever you want. And it was almost too quick for me. I was like, I need to practice first. But that was one of the first questions. To Jed, I mean, listen, for him, I owe him and his family so much thanks, right? We have a beautiful stadium, a great team who I wish was in the Super Bowl this year. And this morning I opened up a field in East Palo Alto with the help of the 49ers Foundation and the NFL. These are things that happen because of people like Jed and the York family and how much they care and they give back to the community. My question always to him is like, what more can we do? What else are we doing? How is the city feeling? Like, what else do we need? Those are the questions I ask him because he wants to see this region thrive, and my job is to make it so.
I'm curious because, I mean, all 49er fans in the Bay Area wanted to see the 49ers in the Super Bowl, but the economic impact of it being two teams from outside, is that tell me about that. What's that dynamic?
You're right. When you have two teams that are coming in and they're traveling in, the economic impact increases. And so there is advantage to have people travel into the market. And that's not just a quantifiable impact, right? We are now, with the help of a really great mayor in San Francisco, a really great mayor in San Jose, and a new mayor in Oakland as well, really seeing a turn of the Bay. And I want people to not just spend money here, but to see this region for what it is. And that means something. And so I think for us, it's the economic impact is great. It's going to be at least a $500 million economic impact to the region. But as importantly is the societal impact of what we give back, how we feel as Bay Area residents, the swagger we walk around with, the pride that we have when we show off the region. Those are all things that you can't measure, but are so, so important.
Whatever it was, 11, 12, 13 years ago, I met a young man who was the president and CEO of the host committee.
Keith?
By the name of Daniel Lurie.
Daniel Lurie, yes.
Don't know if you know who he is, but am I speaking to the future mayor?
Oh, my God. That question has been asked once or twice. It's hard to answer that question. But let me tell you this about Mayor.
You didn't say no.
Let me tell you something about Mayor Lurie. So Mayor Lurie was the chair of my board when I first started. And then obviously announced that he was running for mayor and then stepped down as the chair of my board because he had more important work to do for the city. The last call that I had before I went in to do the bid for Super Bowl, where you present to all 32 owners, was from Mayor Lurie. And he gave me the final pep talk I needed of like, here's how you go in and present. Here's what the owners are looking for. You're going to do this. 2 days ago, before I started my first kind of big official day, my first text in the morning was from Mayor Lurie. So this is an individual who really cares, obviously about the city, about the Bay. He has a personal passion for sport that you can see, and he really cares about the Bay Area Host Committee and the success of this event. And I would say the same for all of the mayors in this region. They want this to succeed, and we couldn't do it without them.
Aside from the economic impact, what's the drawing card? Why is it important to have these events here in the Bay Area?
So, for us, it's a couple things. Number one, we want to make sure that the entirety of the Bay is included. I think some of the feedback, right or wrong, from Super Bowl 50 was that it felt like a San Francisco Super Bowl. Some of that has to happen, right? San Francisco has infrastructure like a Moscone, like a convention center that can hold a footprint of what is needed. It has the hotel rooms. So there's some things that are just bid requirements that you have to be able to facilitate. Outside of that, there's no other reason that the rest of the Bay can't be included. And so we made a very deliberate and intentional effort to make sure there was something happening, multiple things in the South Bay, multiple things happening in Oakland. Last night we had our media party on the peninsula, right? And, we have wine country coming into the market, sending Pro Bowl athletes out to Napa. Like, these are things that we're really trying to make sure the entirety of the Bay is included. This is a region that has 9 counties. That's important. There's diversity across all 9 counties. We want people to see that diversity, to make sure that they feel welcome, that this is kind of a family opening up their doors. And so that's what we're being really focused on.
Monday and Tuesday, when the Lions are at SFO, people flying home, what do you want them to take with them back to wherever they came from?
I want them to say, hey, that was a great experience because I felt really welcome. I did things that I never thought I would do. I tasted new food. I met new people. I saw something that I'd never seen before, and I want to come back. That's the most important thing for me.
Zaileen Janmohamed, the President and CEO of the Bay Area Host Committee. It is a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
I really enjoyed this talk.
We're going to do it again. More jokes next time.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't do enough, did we?
Not enough jokes this time.
Not enough jokes.
It was so serious.